explanations as to why we have woken up, and of course have fine breath and fine health. Now, Good Morning Uganda comes to you Monday to Friday, 6:30 to 9. Of course, now thereafter we have your Good Morning Uganda Extra. Now that means that 5 days of your week we give you current affairs, but also we interact with you in terms of the things that have made news now locally and also globally. So much is happening in this country. Yesterday, I can't miss to say, is one of the days where we celebrated joy amidst everything that is going on. One of the ladies, and I wanted also to talk to my friends about the name, Peruth. It's a rare name. Indeed, because of its rareness, she was able to win gold. Now, that also makes her the first woman to win a gold medal in, of course, the Olympics. That is from this particular country, Uganda. But most beautiful to that is the commentary of the commentator when Chimtai, that is Peruth, won. The commentator said, she comes from the country that is most loving, that has people who are so friendly and most loving. I remember when Joshua also won, the commentator again said, this is so beautiful, and we love the fact that this man comes from a country where there is so much love, so much humor, and the people are so wonderful. Now, again, even yesterday he added to mention, now some of you people who are in Ginger must be enjoying the Nile bottle. Clearly, there is so much to trade about this beautiful country of ours. How about us, the people in this country, continue to love it more and more, and of course cherish. Today, we don't stop to celebrate you, Peruth, and everyone who has contributed to your journey. We must say thank you, and thank you so much. But on top of that, I want to say good morning to my colleagues, and I'll start with you, Priscilla. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Felix Nkunda. Good morning to you, all of Uganda. Thank you so much for joining us on the 5th day of August 2021. It is a Thursday, but a celebrant Thursday, as Felix has stated. Peruth Chemtai has done us proud, and we are so excited for the gold that she's bringing home. And as a woman, I add my voice to her being the first Olympian on the rota for Uganda Olympics. Now we have 10 medals in our basket. We stand 45th in terms of collection of medals so far at the Olympics, but more details into who is on top of the medal list will be coming in from Ruben Mpima Chivirango. Good morning to you, Robert.
A lovely morning to you, Priscilla. Indeed, I love it when you say as a woman. Most of the times when I talk about something, I'm like, as a lady, like, why me as a lady? So it simply reminds me of some of the words of one wise man who told me, ladies are always strategic. They know when to be part and when to distance. Otherwise, a lovely morning to everyone that is watching us. Thank you so much for choosing to start your day with us. It is a cold morning. Where I came from, it was raining. I don't know about you, Priscilla.
It still is raining, yes.
Because I have a colleague who comes, I think, from Mukono, and they may not have seen the rain. That is how gifted this country known as the Pearl of Africa is. And that's how gifted it is that even now at Olympics, we are winning medals. And I believe more are yet to come. We can't stop congratulating. That is a Pelsi Chemtai for doing us proud at the Olympics. And we believe for more. We pray for more, that even others still in this race will return with more medals. Kudos to Uganda. We are proud to associate, to be members of this beautiful country.
So, of course, also so many discussions will be delved into in terms of what sports can do. We've been having these discussions in terms of what we can do as a nation. How do we use such opportunities to grow this particular sport? What is government's role? What is public's role? I mean, private sector's role. All these things must be now the discussions on the people's lips in this country. But apart from all those things, we have other news that is happening in this country, or that has actually happened in this country. Now we'll be giving you the bulletin as it did appear for the last 24 hours, Robert and Priscilla. And of course, I will be coming in to also give you the updates in international stories. Robert.
Well, talking about some of the stories that were in our news bulletin, we kick it off with issues of Maryland, where a section of members of parliament are at it and taking this very seriously. A section of members of parliament from Uganda have written to the Ministry of Lands seeking clarification on the status of the 9,000 square miles of Uganda as reflected in the 1900 Uganda Agreement and the process of acquisition of freehold land. The Vice Chairperson, Buganda Caucus, Rumebaiga, said the move is a spark of scandals between landlords and squatters. Recently, the government announced a move to come up with new land reforms, including scrapping of my land tenure system, with the intention of addressing interests of both landlords and bibanja holders. In the districts of Nakaseke, Ruwero and Nakasongola, cases of land eviction continue to dominate lower magistrate courts, with bibanja holders attempting to justify their existence on land owned by landlords. However, with the new proposed land amendment policy, government seeks to address such issues or injustices. Lower, the move has attracted mixed reactions, that is mainly from Uganda Kingdom with my land tenure system. However, on Tuesday this week, President Yoweri Museveni met with the Kabaka of Buganda, Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II, at State Lodge in Nakasero. The meeting, whose agenda remains confidential, comes after a proposed government bill seeking reforms in the my land tenure system.
Into the judiciary, we get to look at the judiciary having set the 16th of August 2021 to kickstart the hearings of parliamentary election petitions. However, the schedule for the hearing of the petitions will be communicated by the principal judge, Dr. Flavian Njezi. Over 148 parliamentarian election petitions are waiting to be disposed of by different court circuits in different parts of the country. Following the outbreak of COVID-19 in the country, all efforts were centered on how to reduce the spread of COVID-19. However, the judiciary halted the hearing of parliamentary election petitions until further notice. After lifting the lockdown by the president on 30th July 2021, the judiciary has now set 16th August 2021 to start the hearing of the parliamentarian election petitions rising from the 2020-2021 general elections.
And away from that, now we look at affairs in Kenya, what Uganda government has responded, where the government of Uganda has refuted allegations and accusations linking it to the current political standoff between Kenya President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto. This follows an allegation that the deputy president William Ruto was denied exit from Kenya to attend a private meeting in Uganda. While addressing the media in Kampala, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Okello Oryem, maintained that Kampala-based government can't and will never at any time meddle into the political internal affairs of a neighboring state unless on invitation. On Tuesday this week, media outlets in Kenya carried reports of an alleged grounding of the Deputy President William Ruto at Wilson Airport by the head of public service, who was supposed to clear his scheduled private visit to Uganda. To date, the Kenyan government has not issued an official response over the allegation, and many are pointing fingers at Uganda as a trouble causer. But Ugandan government has broken its silence. At a news conference in Kampala, the state minister in charge of internal relations, Okello Oryem, noted that Uganda will continue respecting its diplomatic principles. He also confirmed that Ruto's alleged trip to Uganda was a matter not addressed to his ministry. Regarding the alleged arrest of Ugandan Turkey-based blogger Fred Kajubi, also known as or commonly known as Lumbuye, Minister Oryem replied, but with constraints, since he wasn't in possession of evidence to confirm the arrest.
Uganda's middle-distance runner Peruth Chemtai has won the country her first gold medal at the Tokyo Olympics. Fast-paced athletic crossed the finish line in women's 3,000-meter steeplechase race, posting a time of 9 minutes, 1 second and 45 microseconds, which is now a national record over that distance. Peruth Chemtai became the first Ugandan woman to win an Olympic gold medal in any sport when she triumphed in the women's 3,000 steeplechase, and the 22-year-old Ugandan has set a new national record as she chased down the U.S. Courtney Frariches, who won silver at the 2017 World Championships on the final lap and pulled away to win by 20 meters. Chemtai's triumph was only the third Olympic gold won by Uganda in any sport after John Achibua 400-meter hurdles was won in 1972 and Stephen Kiprotich's victory in 2012 marathon. Her victory takes the nation by surprise as many were used to the men winning gold. In Parliament, the House in session was buoyant with news that the lady had won gold. Legislators, however, call on government to invest more in sports, and Uganda now eyes Oscar Chalimo, Joshua Cheptegei and Jacob Kiplimu for tomorrow.
Priscilla, very interesting. Talk about selling, marketing Uganda. Recently we invested 10 billion in Mama Awards. That never happened, maybe due to COVID or something. But just imagine if all that was invested in such a sport, who would market Uganda more?
Of course, sports it continuously is the voice through this pandemic, carrying the flag and pronouncing Uganda across the globe, which is very, very interesting. And this, I believe, has put legislators on a hot spot that within these 5 years, they have to make sure that they do something different about sports, especially infrastructure. When you look at Peru's story, she became a distance runner by chance. She just entered a competition as a fan, and then they identified her talent, and then it was, groomed. It so is the case with all these other athletes that we see on the scene becoming big athletes. They became athletes by chance. But if they are, their abilities had been identified, if there were systems right from the grassroots in the education and sports ministry that can actually identify sport potential and then groom it right from the grassroots, this country would have so many athletes, so many medals, and so much representation across anything.
Just continue to celebrate Police Constable Felix Chemtai. Let's now board, that is our bombardier, to take us through the world with Felix Nkunda.
Well, of course, we'll be looking at international stories, and the first story we'll be looking at Mexico suing U.S. gun manufacturer over arms trafficking. The Mexican government has a list-caused sue against the biggest U.S. gun manufacturer, accusing them of fueling bloodshed through reckless business practices. Now, the lawsuit alleges that the companies knew they were contributing to illegal arms trafficking, which has been linked to many deaths. Officials say Mexico is seeking much as over $10 billion in compensation through any amount would be decided by the court. Now, the companies have not yet commented. However, they have included Smith Wesson and Barrett Firearms among these companies. The lawsuit was filed on Wednesday in the U.S. state of Massachusetts, and it says that Mexican government took the action to put on an end to the massive damage that the companies caused by actively facilitating the unlawful trafficking of their guns into drug cartels of Mexico. In other news, World Health Organization calls for booster to cause vaccination of poorer countries. Now, the World Health Organization Chief Dr. Tedros, that is said, pause would allow to at least cause at least 10% of the population in every country to be vaccinated. A number of nations, including Israel, Germany, have announced plans to administer a third dose. However, Dr. Tedros has warned poorer nations are failing behind. Now, according to the World Health Organization, low-income countries have only been able to administer 1.5 doses for every 100 people due to lack of supply. Dr. Tedros said that there is need to be to reverse this by also causing majority vaccination in poorer countries. And he also said in his own words that I understand the concern of all governments to protect their people from Delta variant, but we cannot accept countries that have already used most of the global supply vaccination using even more of it, he added. And he said that it would be a move from the World Health Organization to cause vaccination for even the countries who are not in dire position to purchase such vaccination. Now back to Africa, Sudan anonymously endorses bill on joining ICC. Now, ICC is the International Criminal Court there. Sudan's transitional cabinet has anonymously approved a bill that would pave way for it to join the International Criminal Court. Now, Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok tweeted on Tuesday, The draft has become approved in preparation of a joint meeting between the government's Sovereign Council and Cabinet to pass it in law. Now, justice and accountability are a backbone of New Sudan, which is committed to the rule of law that we all seek to build. Handok said the development moves Sudan closer to handing over the ICC suspects wanted for war crimes, genocide in the Western Darfur region, including former President Omar el-Bashir. Well, of course, that's what we have for you, international stories. But another event that we do offer for you is that today morning being a cold morning, remember colds like this may also cause other colds and probably influenza or any other inflammatories. But guess what? Robert and Priscilla have the remedy or cure to this.
Well, the remedy is very simple. When you bring brown and green together, brown is ground, green is what comes out of the ground, and that's where we see, hallelujah, ginger tea drink and the tamarind drink coming through as natural remedies, natural drinks to boost your immunity. Depending on what your current issue is health-wise, these drinks will actually help ease and sort out especially your immunity system. They boost your blood cells so that your blood cells can then fight against whatever disease you could be facing this morning. So try out these drinks in any kiosk, supermarket. You can be able to get a handful of them and choose one. You can take the ginger in the morning, go for the tamarind in the evening, completely your choice. But hey, the point is, buy Uganda, build Uganda, isn't it?
Well, talking about drinks, I think it's also time that yesterday you talked about, is it Barack Obama's birthday?
Yes.
And if you were born yesterday, you were sharing your birthday with once President of the United States, that is Barack Obama. Today, our director of the show, Davis Komukama, it's his birthday. I don't know if I have a snap or a pic of him. He's a man that, yes, that is Davis. Happy birthday to you, Davis. We thank the Lord who has brought you this far, and we appreciate the work that you do to ensure that we really look the way we look, plus the big team behind.
I love the smile that he has. And the smile that he actually wakes up with every single morning to come and, you know, produce Good Morning Uganda. So, Davis, thank you so much. We verily appreciate you. I remember when I had just come, Davis is the one actually who helped me go through, gave me some techniques, skills here and there, and gave me a little bit of a polish before I joined Good Morning Uganda. So, from me personally to you, Davis, thank you so much.
Well, of course, we must add our voices together to do congratulate you upon growth, but as the Baganda say, that kurazi kurawe. We hope that you're ready for the task that comes with growing. Happy birthday, Davis, and
what is the task? Getting
live
married?
For many, many years. Well, of course, many of them, responsibility and all
There's so
those
much
things.
that comes, but Felix.
Yes, it's a matter of fact.
So yes,
Happy
get
birthday,
married,
Davis.
Well, from your
Enjoy your
Davis, we welcome you to the table of men, and please, so much is coming your way, so much blessings. Have a positive mindset and you'll conquer the world. Happy birthday.
And I joined the table of men.
Go back to the table of women.
Well, we'll also leave these people's tables and go to our table of a song of the day. But when we come back, we'll be also delving into our newsreel, where we'll be discussing issues that relate to, again, the coronavirus and how we are treating and handling the forth of the same through institutions like Parliament, government institutions. Let's take a break, have our song for the day. We'll be coming back.